What were we like when we were 25? Starry-eyed, with big dreams, probably just started working, and yet very, very confused about the choices we were making or the choices we already made. At the perfect age where we were old enough to do everything, yet young enough not to have the responsibility tag attached. Not just yet. Commitment phobic, footloose, and fancy. Compare that to another 25-year-old who is under the pump for making that commitment. He's arguably the best in his profession, was just recognized with an award as the best in the world, a country and its president fighting over him, and at the other corner, a man who holds the key to this 25-year-old's dreams. It's not easy being Kylian Mbappe. Just looking at his list of achievements, it's easy to forget sometimes that he is just all of 25. He's achieved more than most players only dream of. At 19, Mbappe won the World Cup with France, won the FIFA World Cup Golden Boot in 2022, has won 6 league titles with PSG, and has scored the most goals for his club. His speed, his skill, and sheer determination make him one of the most sought-after talents in the world. On the pitch, Mbappe is a force to reckon with, but off the pitch, he finds himself in the murky waters of club politics, in the middle of tussles between powerhouses. And he seems to be learning on the job. His latest comment, proof of that, and I'll show you what he said in just a bit. But first, let me give you the context. For a boy whose simple dream was to play for Real Madrid, the path to getting there hasn't been easy. And he's yet to sign the contract, by the way, another polite reminder. Every step towards that has had its fair share of consequences. Every decision or word he's uttered has been a loaded gun. Last week would have been extremely tense, with the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, and the president of Real Madrid, Florentino Perez, meeting. There's only one thing that's common between the two, and that's Kylian Mbappe. Macron wants Mbappe to play the Olympics, and Madrid want to hear none of it. If you thought this was all that Mbappe was balancing on his plate, football, Madrid, Macron, there is also PSG. Ever since Mbappe announced he was leaving PSG, his relationship with the management has been strained. PSG president Nasser Al-Khelaifi getting spiteful by the day, and I'll break that down for you. Basically, he's blaming Mbappe for putting his career above the interests of the club. Surely smells of burnt ties, but a flame that only Nasser Al-Khelaifi is responsible for. Because here's what Mbappe said while collecting the award for Best Footballer at the Global Soccer Awards a night ago.
It's always an honor for me to be here with you guys. Another trophy, individual this time. It's always a pleasure. I want to say thank you to my club. I think my president is here. Thank you for everything. This amazing club, the best in France, one of the best in the world. Big honor to play for this club. Amazing season. We won many trophies.
Got to applaud him for that. If anyone was setting an example of diplomacy and tact in the face of tense negotiations, it has to be Mbappe, who's very sweetly thanked his president, who's been seething. Got to hand it to Mbappe. Full marks for saying the right things while he sits on the cusp of the biggest football transfer in recent years. Because Mbappe is learning the art of appeasement. He's been here at crossroads of loyalty versus passion and has chosen loyalty time and again. Take 2021 and 2022, for example, where he stayed back despite having an offer from Real Madrid. Many questioned him back then. Was it for money? Critics wondered. Mbappe stayed silent all the while, but just when he's finally chosen ambition over his loyalty towards PSG, he's finally broken his silence on the matter.
It was more than just staying at PSG. It was the World Cup in Qatar. It was many things around these things. It was a big decision, difficult decision, but I don't regret anything. I just want to remember the best things. It was not an easy situation, and I wish nobody to live that.
Now, here's the thing. The 2022 World Cup was held in Qatar, and the PSG side is owned by Qatar Sports Investments. Mbappe didn't want to hurt the Qatari owners by making a move to Real Madrid right then. The two World Cup finalists, in fact, Argentina's Lionel Messi and France's Kylian Mbappe, were both, in fact, part of PSG at that point. It was a very diplomatic move, and it was critical to keep the peace. You surely don't want to upset the organizers, especially when a World Cup is at stake. The clutch player that he is, Mbappe realizes that success on the pitch is but half the battle. In order to thrive in the world of football, he must sharpen his diplomatic prowess and learn to play the balancing act. Because Mbappe is not out of the woods, not yet. If it was the World Cup in 2022, it is the Olympics in 2024. And Macron has not hidden his desire to get Mbappe to play at any cost. He wanted him to stay at PSG, and having to relinquish that, Macron wants him at least at the Olympics. And Mbappe is doing all he can to keep Macron and PSG happy about him finally moving away.
I had the chance and the great honor to be a member of the biggest French club, which allowed me to arrive here. And I never thought it would be this difficult to announce that. To leave my country, France, the Ligue 1, a championship I have always known. PSG is a club that never leaves anyone indifferent. We can love it or hate it. I made the choice of loving it. I do not regret at any moment signing with this prestigious club. It's a club that I will keep in my memory my entire life.
The young 25-year-old Mbappe carefully choosing his words, and he's learned from past instances of footballers facing the consequences, even the legendary ones. Cristiano Ronaldo forced himself out of Manchester United when he called out the club's mismanagement for their poor show. And we all know the love affair Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United shared. He's their prodigal son. An experienced campaigner like Ronaldo making things sour with his club, something the world hasn't quite forgotten. Clearly, Mbappe is doing what he can to make sure history doesn't repeat. But at 25, I bet it's a lot to deal with. And how prepared or practiced can anyone ever be, even with years of diplomacy? It's human emotions at the end of the day, one that a young Kylian Mbappe will have to continue to navigate and negotiate, because this saga is far from over.
South Africa's May 29th elections.
It was the start of change in the country.
We are on the verge of history.
I am standing here at the forefront of change, where voices echo the call for action. The nation grapples with an unemployment crisis. As South Africans prepare to cast their votes, the question looms: will the winds of change usher in a new era, or will the legacy of the past maintain its grip on the future?